Hi, everybody. Welcome to Baseball Discourse. Well, the Tampa Bay Rays story is getting more interesting by the nanosecond. Now it appears the Rays could have their new ballpark in Ybor City after all. Remember, a few years back, there was talk of the Rays building their new stadium in Ybor City, which is a part of Tampa, and then the whole deal fell apart. Then, of course, the Stu Sternberg situation really amplified to the point where he has now entered an agreement to sell the team to Jacksonville, Florida developer Patrick Zalupski. Now, Zalupski says he wants to keep the team in the Tampa Bay area, and the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred, wants the team to be kept in the Tampa Bay area. And he also made the statement that it appears as if the sale to Zalupski could be finalized by September. So it's quite obvious one of the reasons Zalupski is going to get this team is he's got to keep the club in the Tampa Bay area. For obvious reasons, it is a large television market, and baseball is not going to walk away from a large television market. It's that simple. Consequently, the situation now evolves where a developer in Ybor City wants to build a stadium in the area where the Tampa Bay Rays originally wanted the ballpark. Now, throw into the mix that there is a women's soccer stadium also planned for that area for the USL Super League, and you begin to wonder, well, how many stadiums or stadia can you have in one area? But according to this developer, Daniel Shaw, you can do both. You can build the women's soccer stadium, and you can also have the ballpark for the Tampa Bay Rays. And Zalupski has stated that he would rather build a new ballpark in Tampa rather than St. Petersburg. So this could check all the boxes. They have wanted to develop, they meaning developers and officials of Tampa, Ybor City for years, and that was one of the reasons the Rays initially, under the ownership of Sternberg, wanted to build the ballpark there, a 28,000-seat stadium. But then things started to fall apart. But now it appears everything could be back on track. It appears as if you could see the Tampa Bay Rays getting their new ballpark in Ybor City after all. It's a fascinating story because you've got some of these people out there who had predicted once the Sternberg situation became known that Major League Baseball wanted him to sell the team. Well, this team's going to move to Oakland. Yeah. This team's going to move to Nashville. This team is going to move to, pick your city, Montreal. Remember, there was talk with Sternberg of sharing the franchise between two cities, the Tampa Bay area and Montreal, in case St. Petersburg, where the ballpark was located. But baseball was never going to permit that. But this sounds as if it's back on track. Now, there's a lot of boxes that have to be checked before a first pitch is thrown in a ballpark in Ybor City. But that doesn't mean that it can't happen. And the park would be built in Ybor Harbor in Ybor City. So it would just be a picturesque situation all the way around. Listen, I have been a fan of seeing the franchise stay in the Tampa area, particularly Tampa. I always thought it should be in Tampa. That's where more of the population base is than St. Petersburg. The Rays have done it right as far as building a contending ball club year after year. Their system is the one that's emulated by a lot of other big league clubs, which is why they poach these executives from Tampa Bay and put them in other areas, whether it's Boston and then to St. Louis, to the Dodgers, to San Diego. You know, you look at the pedigree of those who have cut their teeth working in the Tampa Bay front office, and you see the success of the Rays franchise. Imagine what they could do with a few bucks, by the way. It's already starting, incidentally. There's a rumor out there that, well, you know, if Zalupski has this money, going to fork over $1.7 billion to buy the Rays, maybe he'll go after Kyle Tucker when he becomes a free agent after this season. After all, Tucker is a Tampa native. Very possible. I mean, if you give the Rays what they have now, a very efficient front office with a new ballpark and an owner who has some money, watch out. So, very fascinating to watch, but the bottom line is it appears Ybor City, and particularly Ybor Harbor is back on as far as the possibility, not say it's going to happen, but as far as the possibility of getting the Tampa Bay Rays new ballpark. You know, as Zalewski said, he has been working to find the club a home in Hillsborough. And the story has made the rounds on social media. It was in the Tampa Bay Times, and very well, you could see the Rays, after all of these maneuvers, ending up in Ybor City in a new ballpark after all. That's going to do it for Baseball Discourse. Thanks for watching. See you later.